recording started now. What is significant about the 924 candle? Can anybody tell me? It's not really something we talk about much in here. Okay. And what happens when an order block gets inversed? What does that turn into? Right. It's a breaker. So something we don't really talk too much about is like the characteristics of an OB. And this right here, where we come down and we don't really reject off anything, and then we create this engulfing candle kind of where we just shoot straight up. It's very algorithmic looking, and it comes back up to hit this 1 minute, and we put in this order block and then come back down and inverse it, forming a breaker. This tells you a lot about the direction the market wants to go in, especially when we get this high FEG and whatever. And then, just like with fair value gaps, you can take the breaker's body CE, okay, and watch how the wicks and the bodies form around that CE. If the wicks are respecting, or not obviously respecting, but if the bodies are respecting that CE, this is a very bearish sign, okay? And then what you would do is just set a stop above the close, just like with an FEG. But if you notice this in live time, you totally could have caught this dump. Like, just enter off CE and then just hope that it doesn't get closed above. But yeah, that combined with the LRLR to the left here, combined with, these relative equal lows down here, you were looking in good shape if you noticed that. But that was your only entry, really. Have I taken any trades today? I took this one. I feel like we had a set of equal lows that we swept, and then we had a pretty instantaneous reaction back up. So I took this. This would have been good, but outside of that, I was focused on a one-on-one that I had this morning, and we weren't taking any trades. It was bad PA. But yeah, I'm working with this guy right now. His name's Ruben, and he's pretty new to everything, so I'm having to teach him the basics of ICT. So we spent a lot of the morning going through that, but it was pretty convenient because it was a slow-ish morning regardless, and so we just got to chill and talk about liquidity and time and PD arrays and all that good stuff. All right, so we have this 30-second inverse play. Obviously, we have equal lows below, so it's not something I would take. But yeah, no, if you recognized that price action probably wasn't going to be the best today because of the overnight move, then that's understandable. For me, I was being optimistic because, brand new president. I figured some of the stuff that he was passing and the stuff he was signing would help aid, some movement in the market, and we just didn't get that, that's okay. So right now, what I'm waiting for a play is for the market to come up and sweep this 4-hour high, which is also high of day, and then maybe we see a form of retracement, maybe back to this hourly BISI, and then after that, ideally we should leave some drawn liquidity behind after we take this high. Maybe we can take some continuation longs. If we retrace to 50% and we leave equal highs behind or LRLR or something. But once we sweep this high, I'll be waiting for the hourly close, and then we can take a short. What do I use for trade copier? The Trade of 8 built-in one. By the way, I have a new monitor setup. So my monitors are now shaped like this. So I have one here. Oops. Actually, I'll just use the squares. I don't know why I was going to try and do that. So yeah, I have one here. I have one here. I have one here. Then I have one above that, like that. And on this chart, I have TV. On this chart I have the recording plus Discord. And then on this chart I have, oops. And then I have ES plus NQ, and then I have NQ plus NQ. Why not centralize it? Because I have a dual monitor stand here, and then I have like a stackable monitor stand. So like this is my one monitor stand, right? It's got like two little arms that swing out, and then I have one that just sits on like a post like this. So I can't really like what's it called? Format this in any other way unless I did it to like that side instead. Because there's no space in between these two, like the monitor stand here, Jace. Eventually though, I'm gonna get 3 stands, like and have a setup with like 6 monitors like this. But my graphics card only has 4 slots right now, so I have to find like an adapter that I can have more monitors. But yeah, eventually they'll all just be like stands, like up and down. Because on this one I'll do like note taking, and then this one I'll do another chart probably. I'll do like because I'm gonna start trading stocks. So I'll throw like a stock screener right here. Nah, I'm gonna get it. But yeah, so far so good on this like 30-second long. Obviously I'm not taking it because it's equal lows below, and this is choppy PA. But Echoes, I am getting that shipment in 5 days, so probably next week.
Nothing.
Let me see. Um, I'm sending over that picture now. What do I think about this month's trade compared to last year, you think? And what do I expect for February with new president? I don't know. Um, I really just go day by day. What are we looking at? Well, right now we have these equal highs that formed um, on the 5 minute. So these are a target, and then once those get swept and once buy side gets swept, we'll probably look for shorts. Oh, nah, those are what's it called? Like wire holders, or what would you call them? Organizers. They're just like zip ties. No, Echoes. That's in my other bag. Yeah, sniper. Yep. Oh nah, I'm good, man. Thanks. um, yeah. So let's take a look. We have the daily, which we've inversed this tiny daily for value gap. We've put in a daily BPR here to the upside, inverse that daily civvy. So I think it's pretty clear that we're just going back for all-time highs at this point. Um, we've inversed this 4 hour to the left and respected that while coming back and retracing that 4 hour and getting that immediate reaction. So this feels like the next obvious target here at 898. We'll probably not see that today, but that's just my higher time frame analysis. And then right now, this obviously seems like a target, right? An obvious external high there. And then this is the target that we are currently after, this high here. So I expect these two targets to hit. I'm not sure if this one will hit, but once this target here gets hit, then that's when I'll probably look for a reversal to target this hourly gap that will form in about 15 minutes here. And then for the moment, we can look for like longs here on like the 1 minute time frame or whatever, um, just because we have that equal highs target here. So this is kind of what that would look like. About a 5 point stop, 6 points, whatever. And then the target would be 18. So it's about 3 to 1. And then ultimately to that last target, it would be about 6 to 1. No, sorry, 10 to 1. Juice. I click on the chart. How do you use the fib tool correctly? Like just to check 50%? So what I do is I like to look at the 15 minute, um, and like try and decipher like the most logical, like spot for a 50% to be resting. So like obviously this is one, right? Because you have this obvious ITL here and then that ITH. And this lines up nicely with an unfilled 15 minute for value gap. And it lines up with the like 1 hour gap here. So I might use this as my current 50, like just as a retrace. But what you could also do is you could take it to the whole range. But the thing is with 50% that you have to think about is you have to be like considerate with the context of the market and what makes sense for the market to want to do in hopes of hitting that final target. So right now I like this 50% as well because it lines up with this obvious low here at 650. But based on how bullish we've been since the morning Judas swing, I don't know if it's realistic for us to come back 150 points after hitting buy side to target this low now as like a retrace, right? Plus, you also have to consider the fact that if we do sweep this high and retrace for 50% down here, we would have to violate a 1 hour obvious bullish for value gap. So if we're assuming that price is still bullish after we sweep this high, because there's obviously targets on the higher time frame above, then we wouldn't expect to see price inverse this gap, right? So with that idea in mind, that's why I'm using this 15 minute here, this range, when trying to assume my 50%, and then Obviously, you know, worst case scenario, like price comes down to here because this is the last gap in the leg. And price tends to reverse from the last gap in the leg that was left unfilled. So I'm looking at this, basically this whole, you know, stacked set of gaps here, this 15 minute and this 15 minute for us to retrace to. And then depending on, you know, where we stop at is obviously the 50% that was important. And I think just ultimately it's easy to call that out as like the spot that we're going. So this is where we'll look for a long. I left click. So what you do is once you're in a trade, Juice, you can just set a stop loss immediately after you enter, like market. Nolan, are you on Tradeovate? Uh, I don't know. It's not like drag and drop like how Tradeovate is. Let's see. So yeah, like on Tradeovate I enter, right? It's not like I can click here, see? So on Tradeovate, you can just directly left click. And it'll appear, right? You don't drag and drop like take profit, stop loss type thing, right? Like that you can't do that on Tradeovate. Yeah, for Tradeovate you just click and you would like add an order. But yeah, on TradingView it's a lot less intuitive. Like you have to like left click and or I mean right click and then go trade and then buy. Yeah, I think that's a setting. So when you're in Tradeovate, you click on the configure chart elements cog, I think. And then oh no, that's not it. Okay. You go maybe it's in under application settings? Preferences maybe? No. I don't remember how I did it. Oh, maybe yeah, under chart settings. Yes, I figured it out. Yes. No. So okay, go to the top where it says under chart settings. So you have the time period, and then you have candlestick, and then you have chart settings. Okay. Do you see that? It should be right under the price of NQ. Yeah. Okay. So on your chart, on the actual chart, the NQ chart, do you see how you have that like little like toolbar in the top left? And then if you go to the right, you know, on the right side of the toolbar, you see chart settings. You click on that, and then under the chart settings, you should see something that says continuous auto fit. You click on that, and then you click off. All right, cool, awesome. Um. Oh, okay. So you tried to log in. Are you using Tradeovate.Nolan? Okay, so you have to log into Tradeovate, go to application settings in the top right, go to add-ons on the right, and then select TradingView and activate it. Okay? And then once you've activated it, you can log into Trading or TradingView on Tradeovate. No, Tradeovate on TradingView. There you go. Oh, I didn't realize I was still in that. Well, we lost $140 on the paper account. Darn. All right. So if we came up here, we'd be putting in a 5-minute OB here, and we might see an inverse to the upside on the 1 minute. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, my weekend was awful. Like, genuinely terrible. Yeah, Cam got it. I was at a party Saturday night and we were watching it and I literally left at the start of like the fourth quarter. I could not believe what I was watching unfold. Also, I hate Ben Johnson. That guy's dead to me. That dude is an idiot. Do I like the 1 minute long? So we're not really delivering from anywhere, and like we kind of swept liquidity, and I like that we have equal highs above, so I think it'll work. Um, but this PA is not good, so I'm not gonna alert it, but it'll probably work still. I did not see the halftime performance, Dapper, so I have no idea. I like that it's in a macro too. So if you guys want to try something, right? I can't alert this as A plus, um, but it looks decent because of the equal highs. But this is just not good enough price action, right? Yeah, no, I did not watch that, Dapper. That's funny though. No, I was too busy freaking out about the first half and watching Goff fumble on a passing play when Jameer Gibbs is like the second best running back in the league. Maybe the third best, right? Probably go Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jameer Gibbs. But I don't know, man. Ben Johnson was in another world that game. He was so focused on the Bears that he left no room in his head for the Lions, and we just lost. And then Goff got concussed, and the refs missed a crucial call. And then I have Dan Campbell missing that we have 12 people on the field. And so we lose out on a crucial fourth down position. And then they have Jameson Williams throw the ball in the fourth quarter when he's literally never. It's that play's never worked. They've tried it like 4 times, I feel like, this season. And all 4 times it didn't work. Like, it hasn't worked one time. Either JMO got caught with the ball and he got like basically tackled for loss, or he threw a pick. And it's I don't know. We pay our quarterback $50 million a year to have the wide receiver throw the ball. I mean, he's a genius. Oh, easily worse. That was the worst Lions game I've ever watched. That was so painful. At least the expectation was like that we were going to lose to the 49ers. And like obviously it was gut-wrenching, losing our lead after half. But like the expectation for this year was that we were going to make it back to the NFC Championship and have a really good shot at beating the Eagles and go to the Super Bowl. And then we just get first rounded in the playoffs after 15-2. It's like, okay, what was the point of any of that? What was the point of Hutchinson getting hurt? What was the point of keeping Ben Johnson around for another year? Oh, Ben Johnson's going to do nothing with you guys. I, the, we're going to go 2-0 versus the Bears next year. Ben Johnson's not a leader. He's a good play caller. He's a good like person that schemes plays, but he's not a leader. And the Bears don't have the culture fit yet because your owners are still terrible. So here's the 1 minute. Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, I'm just making predictions, R. Shogun, and I'm just a little salty that, like, after the day that Ben Johnson chokes the best season in Lions history, he goes to a rival franchise in our division. So there's the 1 minute. How do I know he's not a leader? Um, I don't know. He just doesn't like have that vibe. It's just off vibes. I really don't know if he'll be a good leader or not. He's just never in the locker room, like in all the locker room recap stuff. He's never out there like, talking to his guys. He's never, on the field, he doesn't really have like a leadership field presence. That seems more like Dan Campbell. And of course, he's the head coach. That makes sense. But even like Aaron Glenn, I feel like seems like a better leader than Ben Johnson. But he's gone too. So what's the rating on this setup? With the equal highs, like A minus, A. By the way, I'll lock in. Sorry, that was my Lions rant. Now we don't have to talk about the Lions for 9 months. All right. I'm done thinking about that football team. Yeah, no, I know. Shogun. I don't think he's going to the Bears. I think he's probably going to go. I actually don't know where he's going to go. Maybe he goes to the Cowboys. Or maybe like the Giants or something. Like I don't know where he would go. But yeah, the main reason why this play isn't that good is because of the momentum. Like this is just bad PA overall, and like I don't really have a. I don't think this is a high probability play, but I have conviction in the equal highs hitting. So you're basically just like gambling, um, whether like when the equal highs hit. Like they might hit on this inverse. We might come down again, sweep a low, deliver out of something, and then get another inverse back up. I don't know when the inverse is going to work. I just know that equal highs are going to hit. Oh yeah, because isn't Robert Sala like he got fired? Yeah, so you're right. The Jets kind of make sense. Yeah, it might hit the 1 hour first too, right? Because we're about to form that, right? We have 30 seconds till the close, so we'll see. Can you paper trade on Trade of Eight? I don't think so. I mean, I think you can sign it for a demo account. I don't really know how it works. I haven't tried it. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Cuzzle. I think Robert Sala actually might go to the Lions. He might replace our coordinators. That would make sense. But yeah, nothing here is telling me the market wants to go up. We're just so choppy. Like that's a really bad sign when you don't get that green candle immediately following the inverse and you just kind of chop around. How many times have we seen a play react like this to an inverse and when? Like probably less than half the time, right? Typically these inverses should just shoot to the next high like pretty instantaneously. So when you don't see that, you kind of expect these things to happen. So we're somehow still holding the gap. I want to see this form as an order block here now. So if we came down here, this would actually be better than if we went up and took out the equal highs because now we could potentially get like a long opportunity out of the 1 hour BISI. And I'd be okay with that. That would give us more points to win here if we could cut a long back up to the equal highs. No, I didn't, Steve. Nah, that's crazy though. The 3 minute long dodge you took yesterday before open. I'm not sure. I wasn't in the stream at that point, so I'll go take a look. But I did join later. I was on at like 9:50, I think. By the way, sorry if you guys hear some noise. That's just the snow plows coming by. This 3 minute long? Oh, this was textbook. This is A plus. The long I called out yesterday was this one in Dodgy Stream. I said this was A plus. I forget the reason why. I think there was like equal highs. But yeah, I don't remember. All right, so once price hits this high, that's when you move your stop to break even. All right. You can do it once we take this high, but I think it makes more sense once we hit this high. That was a 3 minute long at 12:21 today. This one, basically the same thing. It's also really good. It's just during lunch versus pre-market, which, you know, obviously pre-market conditions are going to be a lot better. So this is like an A setup. The other one was A plus. All right. Looks like it's going to get to the break even here. So Travis, whatever we have, like really good momentum, it doesn't matter what type of liquidity we sweep. Like this is going to be a good setup no matter what, even if we sweep this high or this high. Like if you're expecting price to be bearish, do you think that we're going to get this type of a setup? Probably not, right? Like you would expect price to respect this. You know, maybe we come back some more. But all we did was we came back to the last unfilled gap in the leg and had an immediate reaction back up with this V-shaped recovery. So that tells you that we're probably going to go much higher. And it'll at least work to the break even, which is just that internal high there. So yes, while draw is important, sometimes it can be overlooked just based off of momentum, right? And there was probably other draws too that were there that like, you know, that even though we'd already swept it, you know, we had another target. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't really remember. Yeah, so we had like the last gap in the leg, I'm guessing, and then we had these highs over here that seemed like targets. So we're almost to that break-even target now. Just hit it. So now your stop should be to break even on that long. For those of you that are still in that. Yeah, exactly, Travis. I said this was an A setup, R-Wink. Looks like it's going to be a break-even trade. So, break-even trade there. And that's kind of like what I expected. Um, out of a lot of these setups, they're gonna chop. We might sweep a high and then come back, break even, and then just keep doing that over and over again. Oh wait, were you saying there was a VI there? I missed that part. Oh no, we wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. If you missed this play, that's okay. I can honestly understand why you didn't take that. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I don't know. To me, like even if we didn't sweep the VI, I would probably still try it regardless. But if you like really want to stick to the rules, like I understand why you didn't take this. But honestly, like that's so hindsight for me to say that like, oh, I would have taken this because I might have had that same like, exact idea at the same moment as you did and just didn't take it. So I hear you. It's a volume imbalance, big boy. It's just basically a moment in price where there's a gap that's created between the open and close of the previous candle. So, like for example, this is a VI. Do you see how like the candle bodies here don't overlap and there's a gap between the close and the open? That's what's called a VI. And typically, what you want to see in an inverse is you want to see price close above that too if there's one present. So, like once again, we have this 30-second here, and it's kind of the same story as the last one, right? It's also kind of like an A minus setup. We don't know if it'll work to the equal highs. We might get break even. We might have price come back and run this LR now that's forming. We just don't know if that's going to work. It might. It might not. All right. So let's see. Is this about to inverse? This is like really bad price action, to be honest. Like, look at the last few 15-minute candles. That's so bad. Yeah, DD. I guess. So now at this point, I think it would be better for us if we came down and hit this hourly gap. So a lot of momentum down relative to the rest of the range. We just dropped 15 points in 2 minutes. I'm kind of feeling like this is about to dump. Hourly gap, here we come. Nice. So now we've got like a good obvious gap for price to inverse back up, when we come up for those equal highs. Maybe we get like a manipulation like here and we see, an inverse that way, and that's our move. So ES just swap those same lows that NQ did. Looks like they're moving pretty evenly, so I bet you we hit this hourly like within the next minute. For sure, Monkey. See, now what I don't understand is why we would start to retrace here and before hitting that hourly gap. We should just reject this, like, pretty instantaneously. Good. Good, good. Alright, so there's the hourly gap hit. So now we'll just have to wait to see the reaction. Hopefully we put in this as like a 30-second civvy, and then we can long it after. It just needs to chill out for a sec. We would get a good stop. You know, this would be A plus, I think, if we got this. And then obviously just target the equal highs. We made equal lows in the 1 minute, so we need to sweep those too. There we go. Okay, we got them. All right, now we just need no displacement below the previous low, and then we just need to see, you know, a nice solid candle back up over this, targeting these. So we still have 50% below, so if price really wanted to, it could go for that. But I'm just watching this initial reaction to the BSI. Who's going to take this 30-second if we get it? If we can get it on this candle, that would be amazing. If we get momentum over the close, yeah, of course I'm taking this, guys. Come on. How would I take partials on this? Sure, sure. Good question. So I would take partials at this gap here, okay? And that would be for about 15 points. And then I would take partials here for 31, and then I would hold the rest for the extra 10 points. I would go like TP1, TP2, TP3, and then final TP, TP4 at 779. All right. So no inverse here on this 30-second gap below. We'd want to see this get inversed, but obviously that has to happen before this can inverse. I don't think that this setup here is as good as this one, because this isn't singular and obvious, and this one is. So that first 30-second is invalid anyway. No 30-second inverse there yet. This is good momentum, by the way, guys. Hopefully we can just hold on for a sec before hitting this high and get the inverse. Just chill out, bro. Just wait, just chill. Tell it to chill, everyone. It's just gotta hang out for a sec. All right, well, there's the entry there. Okay. Once we hit this VI, that's where I'll go stop to break even, I think. Obviously, you know, this is technically the break even here, but it's kind of close. All right, I'm going to go break even there. All right, remember this 2-minute gap here is going to be your first partial. So that'll be at 47.50. And then your next after that will be at 63.75. All right. This is really good momentum out. This is what you want to see. This is perfect. Would have really liked to see that 1-minute close over the gap, but that's okay. So yeah, the 5-minute getting inversed here would be amazing, but we're already break even, so we just gotta pray that it doesn't come back on us. Was entry 734? Correct, Juice. Correct. I'm in from 734.25, so 734 is fine. I'm probably going to get break even here because if you guys notice, our entry lines up with this last 1-minute gap here. And or not last, actually. It's just this obvious 1-minute gap here. And price might want to retrace to that before hitting our first take profit. Which that would suck because then we would get break even. But we have to because we're still technically respecting this 1-minute SIBI here and it's obvious. If we would have inversed it, you know, I might be more inclined to hold on and maybe not go to break even. But we didn't inverse this. So if it comes back, you know, without inversing, then that's a bad sign. Looks like we're going to be okay. What's a SIBI? It's just a bearish for value gap. Did I get in early? No, I got in right at the close. I'll show you guys my executions. if we can hit this take profit, I mean, come on, man. Oh, it's trolling, guys. No way. Really? We hit that upper 5 minute and we're rejecting from it now. So yeah, SIBI is a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. It's just a bearish fair value gap. This is a SIBI. This 14-15 gap. You scale that 1-to-1? All right, Dapper. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, hey, as long as you're scaling at 1-to-1, I don't really care where you do it. I just like to target inefficiencies and liquidity. Hopefully 230 can send us up here without sending us lower first. Just big green candle up. No, please. No, please. Don't do it. Yeah, big boy. It's just BISI. It's buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance. Or, wait. Buy side imbalance, sell side. I don't know. It's one of the two. So yeah, we came back obviously for this 1 minute. I think that this is still bullish, but I hate that we didn't close over this 1 minute. So looks like it's going to be a break-even trade. And that's totally okay. I know some of you guys said that you scaled at 1-to-1. So good job. Maybe we'll be able to get a re-entry here, you know, if we get something on the 30-second or 1 minute here. Maybe like this gap. Right. But so far, I can't say that this is bullish just because we failed to close over this 1 minute gap here, which is definitely significant. That's a pretty bearish reaction. So not what I love to see, but hey, good job on the break even there, guys, because that would have definitely been a loss had we not moved our stops to break even. All hope is not lost, guys. We can still have another chance at a re-entry here, you know. We'll just be entering from higher up now instead of lower like we initially wanted. Still a 3-to-1 trade. That's plenty good. This just wouldn't be A+ now. It'd be like an A setup. Yeah, ROM Trader. So here's the issue, okay? Whenever we inverse a fair value gap and there's a swing high that's created with that same SIBI, whenever we inverse that SIBI that's formed on that leg, it's almost a given or a guarantee that price will hit that next internal high. But once we hit that next inefficiency or that next liquidity, we don't know if price is going to, you know, reject it or stall in it or run through it. So the best method to handling us hitting the next inefficiency is to move your stop to break even and hope that we run through it, right? Because if we don't, what's most likely going to happen? We'll reject it. And then when we reject it, we don't know how far price will go, okay? Price may just stall here and stop and say, okay, I'm going to hold the 1 minute gap here. Price may run all the way back down here and say, okay, I want to target the 50%. Price may go all the way down here and say, okay, I want to run this. You know, I want to create a market maker model, right? I don't know. All we're doing when we're trading is we're playing probabilities. That's why I'm so successful in like my ability to predict where price goes, because all I'm doing is playing probabilities and I'm not trying to say for certainty that price is going to go anywhere. Like for example, when this hourly formed, I said, okay, I think price might go back to here. It might hit the equal highs. Depending on what direction the market's going in is going to tell me, okay, like we're probably going to go for that hourly first, and then we can target those equal highs because I know that eventually these are going to be hit. Okay? I just know that whenever there's conflicting draws, one of those will be hit, and then we can target the opposite. That's the idea behind these longs. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So that's why, like, when I said that this high was too close and I didn't want to move my stop to break even, I said, okay, let me target this volume imbalance here because this would be like the next high that was left unfilled, right? We've already filled in this gap here with this candle. So what I'm doing by targeting this, VI here is I'm targeting a PD array or inefficiency that hasn't been balanced yet. And then once we target that next unfilled PD array and we hit it, I don't know what's going to happen because maybe this is all price wanted to go for here. It was just this VI and then we were going to reject. Maybe we didn't want to come back for these equal highs. I don't know, right? So that's why I'm saying I'm going to break even here at this VI. It's very rare that I'll do that, but in this situation, it's going to save us, right? Because we can't necessarily target, the next internal high here because it's too far away for a break even. There's too many inefficiencies in the way that could be roadblocks and send price lower. Will you still take the 1 minute if we got it? Yes, because there's an unfilled inefficiency above here on the 1 minute and the 2 minute. And there's also these equal highs that we left here on the 30-second. So I think that there's still good enough draws on liquidity above for this to be a good play, whether it's the 30-second or the 1 minute. Maybe even the 2 minute. Well, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, all these gaps are going to line up with that 1 minute. So hopefully we close over all of them before going up here. The only issue is now you have this 1 minute gap that's holding price back. I'm guessing once we inverse that, then we'll be good to go, right? Because this is the thing that is causing price to reject. So once we inverse it or violate it, then we should be, guaranteed for the next inefficiency and the next high. Okay. Does all of that make sense, chat? We had the right idea, right? But this is just sloppy PA. This is what happens. I mean, we've definitely cleaned up since. Like, this is cleaner PA than this. But obviously, the delivery kind of sucks. And now it's definitely not as great. How many of you guys took that for a win, type 1? And how many of you guys took that for a break-even, type 2? Okay. Yeah, I just took that for a break even myself, so sounds good. And I'll show you guys those executions now, actually. What's wealth charts? Is that like the Apex thing? Is that like their built-in trading platform like Top Step X? Did they give you any free evals with that? Oh, there you go. What sizes? 50K? Nice. Yeah, so Juice, the idea behind that other execution is, okay, we started inversing this with speed. I figured we would just hit the low, and then after we hit the low, I'd go to break even. 350Ks? That's a good deal. It's like $50. Oh, really? It's not good enough yet? Okay. But hey, free eval, why not? So yeah, now we've hit that 50%, and we're still dropping lower. I don't love that. So who's happy they went to break even? What do I think about this short? I didn't really love this short because we're fading buy side liquidity. But if we got a long here, that'd be good. Have you ever been denied by Apex? Yes, I have. One time. And it was because I was flipping contracts. I got to like 6 trading days and had already passed the fundids, and so then I just flipped micros on those last few trading days, and they denied me for that. That was when I was first starting out. I didn't realize you couldn't do that. Yeah, it was a rule break. How many MFFU accounts can you copy trade? 3. No, it wasn't a random denial. No, I've been paid out by them like a lot since then. No, they just let me keep going. I just had to, on those specific accounts, I had to trade 10 more days, which that was fine. Considering they just did like back-to-back 90% off sales, Steve, probably not. Maybe towards the end of the month they bring back 80%, but we'll see. No, Jace, don't be worried, bro. They pay out like literally all the time. Like I don't know, Monkey. Yeah, that was a limited time thing, Rumble. That was cool though when that happened. I took advantage of that. Jace, I've cashed out that many at once and I didn't have an issue. So don't I wouldn't worry about it. I missed top step fire drills. That's what I missed, Juice. At the low sniper, I place a hard stop, and then I'll usually place, or I'll take a manual stop whenever we reclose below an IFG. I don't know, Steve. They stopped doing them. They were losing too much money on them because sometimes they would mess up the codes and they would make them like infinite, and so you could walk away with like 3 or 4 or 6 free accounts. MFFU's been around, Juice. It was just they fixed it. Uh, yeah, you might be right, Juice. I don't know. All I know is MFFU is the best. What was the best firm last year, Juice? Top Step, and then what? The year before that was Apex. I thought the best last year was MFFU. This year it's up for grabs, I guess. A lot of people like Tradeify too for their instant funding. Yeah, I think it came out last year. They do like straight to funding and yeah. So we've tapped into that 15-minute gap that I mentioned earlier, and we're like kind of respecting it. I don't know. This is just not good price action again. Yeah, Monkey. Oh, let me do a little trade recap for that 30 second. I think me and Dodgy do the same thing, Monkey, where we just take our max payouts whenever we can. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what Dodgy does. So like we're not on live, but I know people that like actually build up accounts. Yeah, Merrick's exactly. Um, this new 30 seconds fine. I just don't think it's that obvious. Whereas like the 2 minute is way better and way more obvious. Yeah, 6K or after 30 profitable days. So what I do, whatever, is I just take that last payout and then blow the accounts after. You can take one after you've traded 10 days, or no, it's 8 days now. You can take one after you've traded 8 days. Our Shogun. How much? You can take. I think it's $900. If you hit 56,000 Jace, they'll push you. Um, did you hit? Oh, is there something I need to know? I'm on my first. What do you mean about like prop firms? Yeah, yeah, 6K in payouts. Yeah, so once you hit 56,000, if you just trade around in MFFU, go break even, and then request each of those, they'll push you to live. But it has to be like 40% too. So you can't make all 6K in a day. You have to make like what 2.5 or something per day. 2.4. Do I use take profit? No, no. I just use Apex, MFFU, Top Step, and Bullinox. How would you go through first challenge? I would take it seriously, and I would take A plus setups. Yeah, you can go to 55. Jace, you don't have to go that far. You only have to go to 54,100. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. For MFFU, Jace, yeah, that would work. That's what I do. Yeah, monkey. Yep. All right, let's take a look at this 30 second. All right. Not really getting any displacement below the previous low here, so that's a good sign. Rowan, you could. I think trading normally and building up your accounts in a safe, risk managed fashion is probably better, but do what you gotta do, man. So it's about to be 2:50. We're about to enter that macro time now. All right, sorry about that. Oh, no, you should be good as long as it's not like I don't know how. I mean, you should be fine. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. People have issues like that all the time and they still get approved. Yeah, as long as it's not like as long as you're not risking more than 30% per trade, you're good. It doesn't really matter how many contracts you trade. That's my understanding of the rule, at least. Or for 25K, it'd be 450. Yeah, yeah, you can't be down more than 30% in a trade. So we've inversed this 30-second up here now, but obviously this momentum is awful. This is not a trade I would take. We didn't sleep the liquidity, so this is just something to watch and tape read. It might work because we have the equal highs above, but um, this is just not good price action. I mean, look at the candles. The wicks are bigger than the bodies. Yeah, Merrick's. So for funded accounts, you can't go into drawdown more than 30% in a single trade. So what that means is essentially if you have a 50K account, you can't be down more than $750 in one trade. In a day, you can be down as much as you want. You can blow the account in a day, but in a funded account on a 50K, you can't lose more than $750 or be down $750 in a trade, or else that will fail the account. So basically, just make sure that your stop loss is set so that you can't lose more than $750 in a trade. But honestly, I would risk way less than that. I would only risk like $200 on a 50K. Yeah. Sorry, you're right. I should have clarified, Stockard. You just get denied the payout, and then you have to start over. I'm guessing you have to do like another series of payout stuff. You have to like trade 8 days and meet the profit target and do all that. Gotcha, Stalker. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're going for this next 15-minute below. This last gap. That is where I'd want to see price reverse. If we don't get that, then we're probably just going to be bearish for the session, which to me doesn't really make a lot of sense, other than the fact that obviously this is bad price action. But like, we should be going for 5-minute equal highs. So this would be another opportunity here where we could see like a 1-minute gap get inversed here, especially if we're delivering out of that last gap. Yeah, crypto. So basically, like after that fifth payout, I'll try and withdraw everything, and then once I withdraw everything, I'll just take a trade, and it'll fail the account. Does that make sense? Why though? So that I don't get pushed to live. Because when you get pushed to live, you can't trade with this much size. Like I can't copy trade 3 contracts on a live account. I would just get put down into one single live account. Which I'd rather trade with more capital. I think you can request more capital, but you have to like prove yourself on a single account. Which why would I go from 3 accounts to 1 account to have to prove myself again? Really, Marcy? That's pretty crazy. Where are you from? Yeah, Seb, that's what I'm thinking. This 30-second looks okay. Um, Obviously these trades were better because like we're not really delivering from anywhere right now, and we were kind of before from the 15. Like right now, do you see how we're kind of like stuck in between 15-minute gaps? Same thing on the 5. All these different time frames, we're not really delivering from anywhere. But it's got that mechanical look to it. we're going to get that 30-second right here. Alright, so there would be like the theoretical entry. This is not a trade I can alert, obviously, because we're not delivering from anywhere, and this is bad price action. It might work, it might not. We have equal highs above, so I imagine it would work to the equal highs, but like I said, I don't know. This is still like an A- setup, though. Dang, really, William? Hey, that's okay. Losses happen. Don't be too stressed out about it. Now it's just an opportunity to start another win streak. That's good. So there would be like the break even on the 30-second there if you took it. Just to those equal highs. And then you'd want to see if price is going to break over this other 30-second gap here. We're in the macro with good speed, with good momentum. I don't see how this would fail. Obviously, it's a little high in the range. I guess as long as it's not in premium, this would be okay. Oops. So let's pay attention to the 2 minute here, the 1 minute. Yeah, it's just a 30-second. Okay. So if we inverse this 30-second up, I imagine we go to this high, and then after that, I have no idea. We're still respecting that 1 hour gap. I do think we're going to go for those 5 minute equal highs. We just have to close over this 30-second now. Awesome, William. Yeah, that'll be good. For me, I don't like to trade outside of the New York kill zones, so sounds like you have the plan set. You just gotta execute on it and be back to normal. And we just need to watch price inverse this 30-second gap. Is this A plus? No, but it's an A setup. Oh, I'm doing okay, William. The hometown sports team took a loss over the weekend, which knocked us out of the playoffs, so that was kind of tough. But overall, I'm okay. Am I still gonna wait for the 1 minute above though? I think this 30-second should just work to that internal high. I can't really rate anything A plus here because it doesn't really have that like delivery that I'm looking for. But yeah, I think this will work. It's got the speed and the momentum, during the macro time. So this is like an A setup. There shouldn't be conflicting draws. Aren't they all delivering from the 1 hour? Yeah, they are. But we're like delivering from a weird spot in the 1 hour. We're not delivering from like a gap necessarily. I think this is good though. I think if you wanted to take this, this would be like an A setup. Like you could take this on live if you wanted to. I just won't be, and I won't be alerting it. I prefer like this. Just feels so much more light bulb on the 30-second than this one does, if that makes sense. This doesn't feel as obvious. This one here does, right? There's just something about this that's not light bulb. Like if we inverse this 2 minute up, this is light bulb to me. If we get good momentum and we inverse that, that's light bulb. But like while we're still rejecting from it, you know, the gap isn't that obvious contextually with the range. It doesn't even appear on the 1 minute time frame. I think the best course of action is just going to be to wait for this 3 minute BPR, wait for that to be inversed, and then take a setup. But like I said, I like the momentum, and I like that we're delivering out of the 1 hour. I just wish it was more light bulb. Does that make sense, Mitch? Like, do you see how like this is light bulb compared to this one? Like the momentum that we got on this candle close is significantly greater than this one. If we were bullish, we should see like price do this V-shaped thing, not whatever this was. So yeah, here's 3 o'clock, the open of the 3 o'clock hourly candle. We did not close inside of the gap, so that's a good sign to be bullish. You know, typically when you see price closing inside of fair value gaps, you can expect those to be disrespected. So the fact that we just wicked into it is a good sign. Now we just need to see this 3 minute get closed over, and then I'd be okay with like, you know, taking something, right? We'd have like this is our stop. It'd be about 25 points, and we'd be targeting these highs, so 40 points. So it'd be just around 1-to-1. But like, do you guys like the other thing is too? We have this like gap risk, right? I talk about gap risk a lot. Whenever we form 1 minutes below on the inverse, we can usually expect to see those get in, you know, hit before heading higher, right? That was kind of the issue with this play earlier. Is we formed that 2 minute gap or whatever below, and then price wanted to come back for that after the inverse. So obviously you can see that the 30-second there fails, and I kind of explain why that might happen, and then we get this immediate bullish reaction, right? So we do have like an inception gap. So if you were in off the 30-second, you probably should have like noticed that and you know, maybe held on a little longer. But to me, this is just not light bulb enough to even take to begin with. So what up, Fahrenheit? Oh, I didn't respond to you earlier. That's on me, dude. Honestly, I got like distracted. I did not take anything. Yeah, just the long this session, but from AM I didn't take anything. I think right now we're like bullish, and we're waiting on this 3 minute BPR to be inverse to the upside to target these 5 minute equal highs. That's kind of the idea right now. All right. By the way, I think we have Netflix earnings after the bell today. Yeah, I did. So the setups from this morning were really just the it was like a 30-second or something. No, it was this 1 minute long that we got after sweeping those equal lows and came up. We formed an obvious gap that worked to the high, and then it was break even. And then there was obviously this setup that worked too. Um, those two were both okay. They were just both break even trades. And then this obviously this worked after 11, but I don't really take trades after 11, so that was okay. And then everything outside of that was pretty mid. But yeah, there was like this long also, I think at 12:21 maybe. It was this 3 minute, and this was good. Just not super obvious, but it worked. So all the long setups today worked after the initial morning Judah swing. Crypto, what are you in? Like, what did you take to take an L? By the way, we have 5 equal highs on ES right now. Right here at like this high. Oh, this 30-second trade? Yeah. Yeah, I tried. I tried. All right, Merrick's. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, no, for sure. That's definitely not a fun to trade. It's not light bulb. I don't know. Like some of these trades, like I try and have a justification for everything, right? But some of them, like it's just like screen time. Like you just like kind of know or you don't know whether a trade's gonna work. And that just didn't really feel like one that was good enough. Dude, we just made 6 equal highs on the ES. One, two. Okay, we broke them finally. All right, now pump here. Give us a huge 3 minute candle. Oh yeah, no crypto for sure. I say the same thing. So guys, remember how I say that for momentum, I think 5 points per minute is the standard. So this is where we start. We start at 697, and by the time that we inverse that 30-second gap, it had already been 5 minutes, which if you look, barely meets that standard. And like this play is technically still working, right? Like the break even would be this high. And then obviously you'd have to factor in the inception gap. But for me, like, I don't know, it's just not light bulb. I mean, we came back and we inversed the IFEG down again, but I talked about it all the time. You know, you have to include the inception gap whenever you are going to take a trade. Yeah, just because of higher time frame. All the 2 minute, the 3 minute, the 1 minute, they all overlap, right? But the 3 minutes the highest time frame, and it forms a BPR. Whereas on the 2 minute, you know, it's not as much of a clean BPR, right? Like the two gaps aren't singular here, and then this just looks cleaner. So I prefer the 3 minute. Um, you have to use Replicanto, Fahrenheit. I just don't do that. I just trade between MFFU and Apex right now, and just you know, I'll copy trade a setup on MFFU, and then I'll switch to Apex. Oh wait, you're literally asking me how I do it. I see. Okay, yeah. So literally, I'll get on. I'll take a winning setup in the morning on my MFFUs, and then I'll switch to my Apexes for the rest of the day. Sorry, I literally I just paraphrased like your whole paragraph there. I just like read the first few sentences. And, yeah. How many accounts? Three on MFFU and then like 15 on Apex, or like 18 now. Sorry, 18. All right, so we're just about to hit that high now. Do I circle through Apex groups? Like I no, I trade 15 or not 15. I trade 5 at a time. Fahrenheit. No, no, no. So like for MFFU, I find that it's easier to get payouts, and so that's why I trade them in the morning. Just because I can get that quick $200 profit and then be done for the day. And I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get a setup in PM since they occur less often, but I know I can probably get like a setup on and the AM session like another one. That's why I trade the Apexes in that session, and then maybe a setup in PM, right? But yeah, I guess in that regard I risk more. I risk about double what I do in AM. So yeah, we're in the process now of inversing that 3 minute gap. I really need to see more momentum here. Steve, if you're gonna do that, you have to make sure that you're having each account set at a different address. But I think that's called fraud. I'm pretty sure. And you are signing contracts and forging their signature. So I'm pretty sure that's illegal. But hey, man, you do you. You do. I can't condone it. Also, they have to pay the taxes since they're either using their own social security number. So I don't know how you're going to work out the taxes part, but hey, man, you do you. So zero displacement over that high instead of that for value gap. This would have been a break even trade anyway, even if you held through with the what's it called, inception gap. So I have literally zero FOMO about that trade. I think they would catch you, Fahrenheit, if you had it under the same name that you're using across all those different LLCs. They would probably say something, but I think you also need to have a separate address tied to each of those LLCs. So you'd have to really they allow it. I That's crazy. I did not know that. Yeah, you'd have to get a mailbox PO. That's what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, if you tell them what to do and they're all at their yeah, that's fine. But they have to be the ones actively doing it, and then they're also going to be the one paying the taxes on it. You could do that for sure. You just can't be the one doing it for them. I mean, that's basically what we do. Like you guys all sitting here listening to me. It's basically the same exact thing. We're all taking the same setups. We're all looking at into the same thing. It's basically that same concept, except I'm not charging you guys 50%. This PA is so bad. Can't it just like clean up and can't we just pump a million points and inverse the 3 minute and run to the equal highs and all sing kumbaya? We got 315 coming up here in a sec. Yeah, that could work, Steve. Would I risk less than 200? William, yeah, I'd probably go down to like 100. 100 per trade, so like 3 micros ish. Triple equal highs? Really? Oh my goodness, we do. Yeah, Adri, pass those and then work on that third. That would be good. Dude, why won't this just go up? We've been chopping into like this 5 point range for the last 15 minutes, it's felt like. Yeah, no, William, that's what I used to do with Apex. I think I said it was good, Fahrenheit. 1 minute long at 11:52. Yeah, I said this was good. The only bad thing is that we didn't get that liquidity sweep, but it's okay because the momentum was really strong. Right? It was like, yeah, it was good. What up, Tim? No, you're not too late. We're looking at a play right now. Actually, we're trying to take this 3 minute long. We took one play. I don't know if you saw, but it was a scale plus break even, and then this 3 minute would be good. It's just we're in bad price conditions, so it's tough. 1 minute long off the 11 o'clock candle. I think I actually took that, or yeah, I don't remember. This was like the same as this one, just good momentum. You know, violating the gap and probably work to the high, and then probably just be a break-even trade. No long at 30 second. This one I thought was okay, but it's not light bulb, and neither is this. Um, this was light bulb for me. This 30 second here at 14.18. That's what we took. We're just like building up like this megaphone wedge type thing. So yeah, 3:15. We got the next 15 minute candle that formed. Still just same thing, just no reaction to anything. I mean, we left triple equalize, basically quadruple equalize, and we're dumping. No, Tim. All right, so ES is pumping and NQ is just stalling, so that sucks. We're pretty uncorrelated. Another sign of not great price action. All right, finally we're getting that like pump candle that we were looking for. And nothing came of it. Oh, I think it's just one Steve. But like, if they all had their own separate household, it's like as many as you want, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the entry was this here, and the stop loss would have been a close back below, so like right there. So it would have been about a 10 point stop. And then some people took profit at 1-to-1. So, 10 points risk, 10 points take profit. Yep. Oh my goodness, we're rejecting out of the 3 minute now. Why, dude? Price is so difficult today. Pat, I would probably just enter when the 3 minute closed. All right, so like assuming it closes there, that's the stop. It's about 15 points, so that's good enough for me. You could take that with like 5 micros on a 225K account. But honestly, like price is just so uncorrelated right now. Like ES is doing literally all of the heavy lifting right now. It looks like it wants to go back for high a day. Like we're about to hit this high on ES, and we're like still in the middle of that same stupid 5 point range. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's Netflix. I don't know. I feel like we should be pumping way harder than this though. If we get an SMT at high of day, it's going to make it a lot harder for me to want to take this 3-minute trade. Dude, what is this price action? We have been chopping for the last 20 minutes. We haven't even moved. Like, what is this? Is it OPEX again? No, that was last week, I think. No, we're just chopping for, I don't know the reason. Yeah, no, definitely Frosty. We just have Netflix earnings. That's about it. Which, like, that wouldn't stall the market normally. I don't know why we're stalling like this. Hey, we finally broke out of that same range that we've been in. Maybe something will happen at 3:30. We'll get a move then. We didn't leave like a 5-minute behind, did we? Or like a 3-minute? Like a 2-minute? No, we didn't. It's just retracing for no reason. All right. Well, I guess we're not going back up. Oh boy. Hey man. Oh my god, bro. We've been looking at it for the last half an hour, dude. Yeah, dude, it's pretty good actually. It's great, man. Uh, yeah, that I'm taking that. I was like so optimistic at 3:15. I thought like, oh, here we go, macro, everything, let's go. And then we had triple equal highs. You know, I was like, all right, cool. We're just all right, bye, bro. Chat, I gotta tell you something. I was in the 30 second. I was in the 30 second, and I did something dumb. I had my entry at like 7:13, and I was in a good spot. Felt good about the trade, and then I moved my stop and profit. I moved it up to just below the candle bodies here because I figured, you know what? If we're gonna come run these lows and violate the candle bodies, we're probably just gonna hit the break even regardless. And I got bottom ticked. I got bottom ticked on my stop loss, and since then, it's pumped 15 points. And I didn't take any partials. I was just gonna treat it as like an early entry, and then I would scale into the trade once we inverse the 3 minute. And and now it's going up. So yeah, now that this 3 minutes gonna work, right after I got stopped in profit. That's great. That's fantastic. So we just printed that 3 minute. We have to wait another 3 minutes, and then once that forms, we can take that. Yeah, probably Mike. I just didn't think that this was light bulb, but I took it on an eval. But yeah, I waited 20 minutes for that setup, and I got stopped at profit. And now it's working. So yeah, 2 minutes before the next 3 minute candle close. Hopefully we inverse the 2 minute here. So yeah, there's the 2 minute inverse. This momentum is probably. Oh man, don't do that to me. Don't just chill out, market. Just chill out. I really want to wait for the 2 minute here, but the 1 minute and the 2 minute did close above. So this sucks. This sucks. I'm still gonna wait. I'm still gonna trust the initial trade plan. Dodgy and I are looking at the exact same thing. So the 3 minute is crucial, and it's specifically this gap that needs to inverse. I will not chase a trade. We will not force a setup. But man, I'm salty about that bottom tick. It'd be up about $650 right now. Got about one more minute. Dude, why? Why is this gonna hit the internal, man? My goodness, bro. Yeah, Adri, the 2 minute closed over, but the 3 minute hasn't. So we were waiting on that. By the way, we still haven't seen the 1 minute close over this gap here to the left, so I'd really like to see that get closed over also, but if we don't, the 3 minutes going to close. And there's the close. We still have not closed over that 1 minute gap there. By the way, that retrace entry was so good. If anybody caught that. Come on, get us break even. Come on. All right, equal highs, and there's the break even. Bang! Bang! Dude, we were looking at this all afternoon, man. Dude, the retrace entry was so fire there, too. Yeah, we were watching the 2 minute, but we were waiting on the 3. I'm holding till... Yeah, that's the target I have, too. Yep. Yeah. I literally said when you came in I was taking this. Nah. Alright, bye. That momentum is better. Bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike. What? All right, well, we're gonna get break even, man. Like, why is this happening on every trade? Guys, was I not clear about the entry here? I swear I said I was taking this. Adri's saying I'm not clear. I've been highlighting this trade all afternoon. I said if we get good momentum through this 3 minute, I'm taking it. And then Dodgy came in and he said, "Are you taking this 3 minute?" I said, "Yeah, if we get it." Sorry, Adri. I next time when I press the button, I will literally tell you, Adri, I am entering the market with a 1 mini buy position here. Yeah, depending on who or where you took the trade there was probably break even. But wait, you're saying the oh, you mean the 1 minute didn't close above? Yeah, I wasn't focused on the 1 minute. I just knew that if we closed over it, that would be a good sign for the trade. All right, so there's the break even. This sucks, man. Oh my god, dude, I give up, man. That's two trades, 2 break evens. Better break even than a loss, I guess, but another break even, man. Just one of those days, man. It's been 4 break-even trades today between me and Dodgy, right? Like, I don't get it. Why are we coming back here? We left this unfilled 1 minute, maybe? Maybe we'll get another re-entry. You know, if we come back up and we inverse this 2 minute, maybe we're forming. Oh, we have an SMT, duh. But we didn't hit the high, so it's not really a SMT I care about. Alright. Yeah, now I don't know. We just gotta wait and see what the market wants to do now. Maybe we come back up here, maybe we don't. I don't know. Wait, you didn't get filled on what? Oh, the 3 minute? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, probably. Wait, what button are you talking about? I don't know, P Doggy. I give up. Like, now it looks like we're going to run for low of day. Just based off this momentum down. Good job, Pat. Congrats. 4 minutes short? Oh, I don't trade the 4 minute. I'm guessing it's the same as the 2 minute. The 5 minute would really be the tell, though, I think. Why don't I trade the 4 minute? Because it's the same as the 2 minute. So we've left equal lows there now. I'd kind of expect price to come back and hit those. Okay, never mind. We're just pumping off equal lows. Yeah, this PA is not good. This PA is not good. Dude, what is happening? Why are we leaving equal lows behind and then coming back up here? All right, who are we blaming this on? Who are we blaming the bad PA on? Dodgy? Monkey? True monkey. Okay, so like this 1 minute short, I don't see how this couldn't work to the equal lows if we got this. But like why would we be inversing bearish gaps back up with equal lows below other than like this is just bad price action? So we're in that 1 minute now. If we really blast through this with good momentum, I mean, this would work. Okay, yeah. Like, there's no way this doesn't work, right, guys? Unless we go invalid first, which that's always a possibility. So there's the 1 minute inverse. Come on, equal lows. So close. All right, cool. There's the equal lows. All right. So now, I don't know where you expect to target next. Maybe that next internal low there inside the fair value gap, and then maybe lower after that. But honestly, I was just expecting the equal lows to get hit. But there's still a lot of momentum down still. But ES is in its own like BPR type gap, and we have a fair value gap here to the left that we've been holding for the entirety of the session. So I kind of expect to just get break even on the remainder of this. But yeah, there's just no way that that short doesn't work to the equal lows. All right, Adrian. See you later, man. Sorry, my 3 minute long call wasn't that clear, but it was a break even trade regardless, so you didn't really miss out on anything. I didn't even alert this one that you just took though, but this one I just figured there's no way that this doesn't work to the lows, right? I mean, we inverse a bullish gap to the downside that we just put in with equal lows below. Like, it's gonna work every time. Here's the next 15-minute candle, by the way, guys. We're forming it right now. Maybe we put in a 15-minute OB to the downside here. That could be kind of crazy. Sniper, no, I didn't. I just figured, like, if people took this, they would have scaled half at the equal lows and then maybe try and hold runners. But no, I didn't. That would be too many trades. That would be like 3 trades today that we tried to take. Here's that next 15-minute. We did not form the OB, but I still think we're going to head lower regardless. So now we just want to see this 2-minute get inverse to the downside, and then that would be like the guarantee that we're going to go for that last low down there. All right, Nolan, we will catch you tomorrow, man. So yeah, we have this 3-minute and this 2-minute here. So once those get both inversed, I would expect, low of day to be hit, or low of the session to be hit. All right. Any more questions about today, by the way, in these last few minutes? I know today might have seemed a little confusing since the price action was pretty tough and, these setups just kept getting break even. But, hey, this one worked. Oh, yeah, Steve. Okay, so this is basically CE of a wick, okay? So let's take a look at this 5-minute, for example, okay? And let's break it down to its CE. Whenever you look at a wick, what do you think that wick looks like on the lower time frame? Same thing, I guess, like this one. No, like what type of PD array do you think presents itself on a wick on the higher time frame? Like when you go down to the lower time frame? I mean, think about what a wick is. Yeah, Crypto, that's fine. Like I told you, it's basically guaranteed, right? When comes the big candle? 350 usually. Yeah, so on the higher time frame, when a wick presents itself, on the lower time frame, oftentimes that'll form as like a BPR or like an inverse, like you said, right? So if we take a look at that wick that was on the 5-minute here, and actually I think we'll use something a little bit better with a little more obvious of a wick. But actually, you know what? We'll try and use the 5-minute, and if it doesn't work, we'll switch to something else. So we look at this 5-minute wick, and then we go down to the 1-minute or the 30-second or whatever, and we take a look at what forms, okay? You have this BPR here, okay? So what presents itself right around that same level as that BPR? It's the 50%, the CE, right? So whenever you look at a wick, even on like the 1-minute, the 30-second, whatever, you can extrapolate that down to like the 1-second time frame, the 2-second time frame, whatever. And on that time frame, in that tiny wick, you'll usually see like if there was enough ticks, a BPR there, right? Which is why you look at CE of a wick and to watch to see if it's respected, right? Because that will tell you like, okay, this is sometimes like an unfilled BPR in the lower time frame, right? And so that's why I mean, that's the main reason why, right? It's because all wicks are just mini BPRs in the lower time frame. And so CE is like that BPR being filled, and then you can kind of see price run higher from there. That's basically the idea. It's pretty easy, like, to understand. It's also like, it also has to do with like that whole power of three thing, right? Where you'll often see price put in a low, and then want to like respect that low because of power of three. Yeah, exactly. Like I use it as an explanation as to why sometimes we don't run sell side or buy side because there's a gap in the way or there's something that's unfilled in the way, right? It also is just a good tool to have in your repertoire because like sometimes you'll like see like a high here and then there won't be any gaps on like the 1 minute or the 2 minute whatever, and then you'll just expect this high to get hit because like, oh, there's no roadblocks in the way, like why wouldn't we just hit this high and then, you know, go ahead and hit this high right after. And then you check the 30 second knowing like, oh well, this is a wick on the 5 minute, maybe there's, you know, something on the 30 second here or the 1 minute, and then you check the 30 second and there's like an unfilled BPR, and you're like, oh, that's why we rejected because we swept a high inside of a fair value gap. Or a low inside of a fair value gap, whatever the reasoning may be, right? But yeah, it's 3:50 now. So unless anybody has any more questions, I think we're gonna wrap up stream here. We tried our best. We attacked the market the best we could, and sometimes our best just isn't good enough. The good news is we're walking away today with a flat account. You know, we didn't lose anything. We didn't make anything. So, yeah. I will. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, and yeah, if anybody else has any more questions, just DM me, and yeah, I'll get this video uploaded. All right, peace out, everyone.